and the Todd Family YouTube video, wherever you are, whatever you may be doing. Thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this late Saturday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. If you jump on here live and you have any comments on the Thursday, Friday, or Saturday action in the world of college football, please feel free to go ahead and drop it in the comment section down below. But tonight's video is not going to be hugely college football. That's going to be either tomorrow or Monday, once everybody has a chance to watch more highlights and more games, and once I have a chance to watch some more, because I had a wrestling show tonight in Cornelia, Georgia. Then I've got one tomorrow night in Atlanta, Georgia. So it'll be late tomorrow night and Monday before I get in all my college football watching for the weekend. But I did watch a lot today before I left the house, and then I had somebody backstage tonight at the wrestling show with a huge phone in their hand watching 4 games at one time. So I was trying to watch some of that in between the matches. But tonight's show, I'm going to bring up a little bit of college football, but tonight's going to be mainly high school football. I think everyone knows by now I do one of these every week for North Georgia, Northeast Georgia, and mainly the upstate of South Carolina. Occasionally I'll go up, near Columbia, but for the most part it's upstate South Carolina, North Georgia, and Northeast Georgia. And I do one every week because, a lot of these teams, hey there, Gibbo, glad to have you here. A lot of these teams don't have a radio home. So, these players and these teams only get to hear their names on YouTube. And some of these players, a lot of these players, aren't going to play college football. So high school football is going to be the end of their playing days. So hearing about themselves or hearing about their team is, the only fame they're ever going to get. So, they enjoy hearing their name or hearing their team's name, and I like helping them out. So I do it. Hey there, Austin, and hey there, Ange. Glad to have both of y'all here. Y'all please feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Tell your friends, tell your family about the channel, and share the video on all social media platforms. And Ange, I think it's the first time I've seen your name in the comment section. So if it's your first time being here, whatever reason made you stop by the channel, thank you for stopping by. And Strawberry, new sub because I'm new to your channel. Well, thank you so much. And I'm assuming you want that pronounced Strawberry, even though it has a number 4 and number 3. If not, I apologize. It looks like a different way to spell Strawberry, but I'm glad to have you here. But we'll start out, as always, in the state of Georgia. Grayson continues another great season. They're always a powerhouse in the state of Georgia in high school football. They defeat Newton 50-3. Villa Rica all over Lithia Springs 30-6. Milton shuts out Seckinger 34-0. Hey, Straight Up Wrestling Show. Glad to have y'all here on this Saturday night. I just got home from Total Aggression Wrestling, which is why I'm coming on here so late on this Saturday night. And Mouse Morris, you're checking in from Ireland, so glad to have you here. And Mouse Morris, you're about at least the 10th different country I've had here on the channel that I can think of off the top of my head. So thank you for checking in from Ireland. Tell your friends, tell your family over in Ireland about the channel. We talk football, college and pro. We talk baseball, college and pro, basketball, college and pro, wrestling, NASCAR, and then we do some top 10 countdowns that sometimes aren't about any kind of sport at all. And hey there, Nepal, glad to have you here. Hey there, Caden, glad to have you here. And yeah, Caden, tomorrow or Monday, hopefully tomorrow, but it will be late. But if not tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to do a video that's going to be all about the significant college football games of note from the weekend. So, Caden, please come back tomorrow and Monday just to make sure you don't miss the video. But if you subscribe to the channel, Caden, and click that bell, you should hopefully get notified whenever I go live or post a video, even if it's not live. Steelers and Vikings, and you are right, that's early tomorrow morning here in America, and it should be hopefully a good game. But the Vikings have had to go to a backup quarterback, so we'll find out tomorrow. And Caden, if you're asking about Ole Miss, and I assume you are since you mentioned Ole Miss earlier, I really don't know because I was high on Austin Simmons, and then when I watch him play, he hasn't been the Sooners. He hasn't been impressive. The Sooners, I don't know. It depends on how long he's out. I think if he's only out for a month, you'll be okay. But if he's out longer than that, then you could be going from a 11-1, 10-2 season to a 9-3, 8-4 season. Hey there, Marcus. Glad to have you here. And hey there, Eddie. Glad to have you here. And Eddie, come back tomorrow, because tomorrow or Monday, hopefully tomorrow, but I've got a wrestling show tomorrow night, so it all depends on what time I get home. But either tomorrow or Monday is going to be a full-fledged college football video from all these significant games from the weekend. And you think your biggest threat is LSU. Well, I think you also, Caden, have to worry about Texas. That's always a good game. I don't expect this year to be any different. So I think you can put Texas on that list, but I think outside of Texas, and yeah, I'd say LSU's probably next in line. I have not watched it yet, Austin, but I will get around to it. Clark Central defeats Appalachia 38-0. And Caden, I'm going to try to talk more about Arch Manning when I do my college football video, so jump back on here and remind me, because I don't write this stuff down, so I'm liable to forget. But I do want to talk more about Arch Manning when I talk about my full-fledged college football video. Habersham Central wins their 2025 homecoming over Winterboro 35-21. Eastside defeats Madison County 30-14. Stevens County scores with 9 seconds to go and defeats Franklin County 24-20. Hart County wins their 2025 homecoming by defeating Prince Avenue 31-28. North Hall shuts out Pickens 38-0. Monroe area defeats East Hall 38-28. Jefferson defeats West Hall 49-6. Appling County defeats Fitzgerald 15-14. And the funny thing about that game is Appling's old coach left, so Fitzgerald's coach left Fitzgerald to go to Appling County. So in that game Friday night, you had Fitzgerald's old coach, who is now Appling's head coach. So Appling's new head coach got to face his old team. Hey there, Sally. Glad to have you here. And Sally, I think it's the first time I've seen your name in the comment section. If it is your first time being here, Sally, whatever reason made you stop by here on this Saturday night, thank you for stopping by the channel. And Chicken Dipper, glad to have you here. Hebron Christian all over East Jackson 55-10. Elbert County defeats Commerce 16-6. Rabun County defeats Providence Christian 62-21. Central Carroll defeats Jonesboro 24-21. Flowery Branch defeats East Forsyth 38-19. Peach County all over Westover 42-14. Best Academy defeated Walker 18-7. And one college football game from Friday night, and we'll go ahead and bring it up because it was Friday night. Virginia gave Florida State their first loss of the season. Double overtime, Virginia defeated Florida State 46-38. So Tony Elliott is slowly but surely getting Virginia better and better. He won one conference game in year one, two conference games in year two, three conference games in year three, and I think it's pretty clear that he'll win at least four conference games this year. And hey there, Dean, glad to have you here. And yes, Chicken Dipper, I try to watch all the football I can. Now, before I got married and had kids, back when I was a single man, it was pretty much all I did during football season. I would be up and watch football from noon on Saturday until about 2:30 or 3 o'clock Sunday morning. But now, between work and my wife and the kids and wrestling, I don't get to watch it like I used to, but I still watch all I can. And Okie Light, I do think Virginia is good. I don't think they're great, but I think they're good. But Tony Elliott is getting them better, every year. But I think Florida State's also better than they were last year. But I think the issue Florida State had, maybe it'll end now since they lost last night, but I think since Florida State beat Alabama, everybody thought, oh no, Florida State's a top 10 program, and they're not. I did a prediction video on them, Okie Light, and I picked Florida State to go 6-6, but they're a little better than I expected, so I could see them, winning 7, possibly 8, but I think 8 is the ceiling, but they're not the number 8 team in the country. So I think it made Virginia's win look like they beat a top 10 program, and they're not a top 10 program. They're borderline top 25, but they are slowly, getting better. But Virginia's getting better every year, and you can watch them and you can tell that Tony Elliott is building something there. It's just taking a long time because of how bad Virginia was. And then it looked like, Tony wasn't going to be able to do it, and he's just doing it step by step. So they are getting better. And Chicken Dipper, if you're talking about soccer, I do try to watch soccer as much as I can. And no, Manu or Manu, ever how you pronounce your name, I am not a Duke fan. Never have been a Duke fan. I'm really not sure why you even thought I'm a Duke fan. I have not mentioned Duke in the video. I don't have anything Duke in the background, so I'm not even sure why you think I was a Duke fan. But no, I'm not a Duke fan. Not a Duke hater, but I'm not a Duke fan. I'm neutral on Duke. And yes, Okie Light, I'm going to try to come back either tomorrow or Monday, depending on what time I get home from my wrestling show tomorrow night, to jump on here and do a full-fledged college football video, because I know I'm not the only person that works on Saturdays. I know other folks do as well. So not everybody gets to sit down and watch, football all day long. So some people, try to record some games or get on YouTube and go back and watch them, later on. So I'm going to come on here either tomorrow or Monday, depending on what time I get home tomorrow night, and do a video all about college football. Hey there, Google. Glad to have you here. And then let's do some scores from South Carolina. Central defeat Sherrall by the score of 34-27. Ware Shoals shuts out Clear Dot Charter 24-0. Wren beat Woodruff 35-7, and Ridgeview beat Westwood 46-8. Greenville shuts out J.L. Mann 34-0. BHP shut out Chapman 45-0. Newberry defeated Saluda 35-7. Pendleton defeated Carolina Academy 41-6. Pickens County shuts out Berea 63-0. Easley 30, Woodmont 22, Dorman 33, Burns 21. That's two powerhouses in the world of high school football in the state of South Carolina. Both of those teams have won multiple national championships. I do try to follow it, Okie Light, I sure do, but most of the time, the only time it really comes on TV consistently is when they have, the college wrestling national championships. But I try to follow it as best I can. But since it doesn't come on TV a whole lot, and when it does, it's, usually just for a certain wrestler or a certain team. So when it does come on, you're spending all your time trying to catch up on who these guys are that are wrestling because you haven't seen them all year long. And you can't really watch highlights because it's hard because, if they're trying to showcase how good somebody is, they're only going to show you their greatness. So you don't get to see their mistakes. So if you watch a 4 or 5 minute video and it only shows their greatness, it makes it look like they're the greatest wrestler you ever seen. But I do enjoy college wrestling. My pastor's son, who is now professional wrestling on the independent scene, he used to do high school wrestling. When he was in high school, he actually started, I think, in middle school and then did it all the way through high school. And then as soon as he graduated, he decided to become a professional wrestler. And hey there, Captain Treasure. Glad to have you here. Hey there, Nathan. Glad to have you here. And yeah, you're right. It's very popular in Oklahoma, and it's very popular in Iowa, and it's very popular in Minnesota. But, here where I am, Okie Light, there are a lot of high schools that to this day don't even have high school wrestling. There's one right up the road from me that didn't have it until probably 10 or so years ago. So, it's hard because if you're in this area and you want to be a collegiate wrestler, well, you can't go to high school around here at some schools because if you do, you can't wrestle. So by the time you get college age, you have no idea how to even be a mat wrestler because there was nobody here to teach you. But it's, the same way in every sport. Like, in other countries, look at how popular soccer is. But here in America, it's just never taken off. I mean, there's people that like it, but as far as the popularity of it, it's just never gotten that popular. Hey there, Bryson. Glad to have you here. And hey there, Lob. Glad to have you here. We had Greenwood over Hillcrest, 24-20. Gaffney over Spartanburg, 28-21. Greer all over Travelers Rest, 30-7. Westside defeats Abbeville, 26-20. Clinton all over Union County, 60-0. Blue Ridge defeated Landrum, 63-28. Crescent defeated Liberty, 34-27. Riverside, 41. Wade Hampton, 15. West Oak, 27. Greenwood Christian, 0. Boiling Springs, 42. Eastside, 17. Daniel, 27. Seneca, 16. And another college football game from Friday night. Arizona State defeated TCU 27-24. And yes, Okie Light, those were the state of South Carolina football scores from high school, but mainly the upstate. And the reason why I do the upstate is because since I'm a Clemson fan, I have a lot of Clemson fans here on the channel, even though this is not a Clemson channel. But because I'm a Clemson fan, I have a lot of people that live in the upstate because most Clemson fans live in the upstate. So I have a lot of people that live in that area on here. Plus, I do many wrestling shows in South Carolina. So because of that, I have people that are also either wrestling fans in the wrestling business from South Carolina. So that's why I do the upstate of South Carolina. And then I do North Georgia and Northeast Georgia and Okie Light. To be honest with you, I would love to come on here and give high school scores from all 50 states. But I would have to make it more than one video, because if you did high school football scores in all 50 states in one video, the video would last 2 hours. Probably longer than that. I'm just estimating. But plus I couldn't write all that down. But, I just don't feel like I have enough people here on the channel yet that are from Montana and Wyoming and Oregon and Maine. So I feel like doing high school scores from those states would be a waste, because there's nobody that I know of as of yet here on the channel that's from one of those states. And most of my subscribers right now are either in South Carolina or in Georgia, as far as the ones I know personally. Now, I'm beyond glad and humbled that we have subscribers from Ireland and Trinidad and Tobago and Turkey and Honduras, but I don't know any of those people personally. As far as people that I know personally that I've met face to face, most of the ones I've met face to face are either in Georgia or South Carolina. So I try to focus on the people that I know personally, because when I know somebody and I get a chance to actually, talk to them face to face, I can ask them, hey, do you want more of this? Do you want less of this? Do you like me talking about this? I can ask you when I know you personally. I can't ask you if I don't know you. So I try to stick with what I know people like, because I've talked to them personally, because I'm the same person face to face as I am on here. I don't have no YouTube persona. This is me all day, every day. I can't be fake. I can't change who I am. This is me. So the people that have met me, they can walk right up to me and start talking, and it's not a big deal to me. If my YouTube channel gets so big that I end up having 18 million subscribers, I'm still going to be me. It's not going to change who I am. I don't believe in that. Never have. Never will. And thank you, Eddie. I really appreciate that. Eddie, one of these days, I've got to get you back on Facebook, because you seem like you'd be a cool guy to talk to. So one of these days, I've got to get you and Okie Light back on Facebook so I can talk to y'all off of the YouTube comment section, because both of y'all seem like y'all be some cool people to talk to. But I don't have any other form of social media besides Facebook. So that's the only way to talk to me off of YouTube is on Facebook. And I sure can't come on here and give out my phone number, but you and Okie Light seem like y'all be two cool people to talk to. So I thank y'all and appreciate y'all for subscribing and watching the channel. Hey there, J-Rome. Glad to have you here. J-Rome, I think it's your first time here on the channel, at least that I can recall. And if it is, whatever reason made you stop by, appreciate you stopping by. You're just in time for our dad joke of the day. Argentina is surprisingly cold. In fact, it's bordering chilly. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.